Hey guys, so apparently I am supposed to be telling you a little bit about the history of Micah's house, how we got started, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna try and do that today. Um, I would love to tell you that it started in some sort of magnanimous, like we're gonna go change the world and serve people kind of thing. The truth is, it was kind of selfish. I had recently finished a training called Breakthrough about 6 months before this, and I knew coming out of that my time in church ministry was kind of done. I just did not experience that as something that I wanted to continue, that felt life-giving to me. And I wanted to do something that made a difference. I am not a person that's motivated by money. I mean, I like to spend it. I'm really good at that. But I'm just not motivated by the things, the components, I guess, that our society says, make us a successful person. Those things just don't really matter to me. What matters to me is doing something that has a purpose beyond myself. And so I'd been reading the book of Micah, and I love the kind of the juxtaposition that he creates, and sort of the crappiness and the reality of what is, and the incredible beauty of what will be. And it's just this message of sobriety, of this is where we are and this is what it looks like, and it's not great, but man, look at what's coming. And this hope that's in there is just so beautiful. And of course you can't really enter much of scripture without seeing the consistent message of helping widows and orphans, right? And I think regardless of who you are and what kind of faith you have or don't have, we can all agree that those are things that are honorable, and something that we believe is in our communities, that we need to take care of the vulnerable among us. And frankly, in a lot of ways, we're not doing that well these days. Let's just be honest. I think I got in the car one day and I told my friend Kristen that I was gonna foster and adopt teenage boys because nobody wanted them. And from there, we went to mentoring in a group home, a boys' home here locally, and realized how much greater the need was than we first anticipated. From there, we had conversations with Kent and Becky Schaefer over at Saving Grace, and then we just launched, and it was crazy. We didn't know what we were doing. We had no idea what we were doing. And it was the most horrifying, exciting, heartbreaking, soul-changing thing I've ever been a part of. And I really thought my faith had been through the whole deconstruction, reconstruction thing, and I was wrong. I have so many perceptions and perspectives that have shifted over the last 5 years, so many positions that have changed, because I stepped into things thinking that I might know something, and realizing I was completely clueless. So God has done a really good job of keeping us humble, because we still, every day, I think I say I don't know more than I say anything else. There's a lot of shrugs. Let's see what happens. Because so much of this is things that we cannot measure in a graph. We cannot put a really pretty PowerPoint together and tell you, look what we've done, because so much of it is subjective and internal and spiritual and soulful, and it's about identity, it's about community, it's about love, it's about relationships, it's about these young men finding a place to belong, and knowing as they step out and step forward, they've always got people who have their back. And that, my friends, is a powerful thing. So here we are, stepping into year 6 in the craziness of the world that we live in right now. I don't know, kind of banking that Jesus is going to come back, but if he's not ready yet, we have a lot of plans to create. We have a lot of things left to do. The work itself is unfinished, and of course will always be. because it's left up to us as very flawed humans. But I hope that over the next month, as you hear more stories and you see more about us, that maybe you'll consider investing in some way or another. Obviously, we have financial needs, we have mentoring needs, we have community needs. We just need to surround these guys so that they know they have a community of people that are there for them, that will step in, that will point them in the right direction, that will give them wisdom. Sometimes it will just listen. Because if you invest in us, what I can tell you without a doubt, as confidently as a human being can tell you, is that you are investing in a divinely appointed mission. Because by all facts, by all world measures, by all rationalizations and logistics and reasoning, we should not still be here. We should not be walking into year 6. Because if I'm being honest, the grief of this at times has been unbearable. The work itself has felt impossible. The change and the ask of us at times has seemed greater than anything we could give. And yet somehow every month, every day, these gaps seem to be getting filled in. And it's not by anything we're doing. We're not, none of us are superhuman. We're stumbling along one day at a time, just like everybody else. And we don't have a lot of answers, but what we do have is the courage and the compassion to keep stepping forward and asking the questions. And that's more than half the battle. So I hope you'll consider joining us. I hope you'll lean in over the next month and listen to your heart and listen to that voice inside of you and where it's calling you to. Thanks so much for taking some time today and spending time with me. And someone is at my door. Thanks, guys.